In the interest of curtailing the accusation of hypocrisy, I must preface this piece by saying that I do cloak my visage here on YouTube to separate my professional life from my personal life. However, in my personal and professional life, when I am confronted or asked about my theological position, I am open and honest about my atheism. Whether I am asked by employers, coworkers, peers, or students, I am not ashamed of who I am, what I believe, and what I don't believe, and will gladly discuss the matter in any time or place that is appropriate, though work is not one of those settings. That being said, this video is for those who do feel ashamed of their disbelief. It's for the young people who question their devout parents but refuse to voice their disagreements for fear of being disrespectful beneath the roof and at the table of those religious, loving parental providers. It's for the people who attend church services with their friends and family merely because they don't want to make waves or be misunderstood and ostracized for their doubts. It's for the active church members who have read not too little, but too much of their Bibles to accept the words therein as being the product of a divine and supernatural being. It's for the lonely men and women in small fundamentalist communities who search desperately for another set of eyes during prayer, only to find the crowns of bowing heads. It's for those elderly people in the winter of their pious lives, fearing the doubt that sparks within them, feeling it's too late to admit to themselves that they've been so terribly wrong for so terribly long. Young, old, wealthy, impoverished men, women who doubt the dominant faith that engulfs your environment, hear my words. Your disbelief is not an immoral flaw. There is nothing wrong with you just because you have refused or regurgitated the bait that your surrounding majority has been choking on for a lifetime. You are not alone, you are not to blame, and you certainly have no need to feel apologetic for standing against the grain. It is not you but the oppressive religious majority that deserves to bear the weight of that guilt. It is they who must tolerate your differences, not you who must succumb to their conformity. I genuinely suspect that in areas of alleged religious majority there lie massive dormant pockets of the skeptic community that have kept their lips sealed for generations on end. Droves of non-believers who have refused to speak out about their disagreements with their communities for the sake of not disturbing the peace. This notion disturbs me considerably. We all hold a certain degree of responsibility to ourselves and those around us to be open and honest about who and what we are. A small religious town of 5,000 people might hold 200 non-believers, all of whom keep their lips tightly sealed for fear of being the only one. This is why I don't believe a legitimate survey of religious belief percentages currently exists for places like the United States of America. The silence of the minority gives excessive power to an overzealous giant to let fear and guilt control your voice. We owe it now to the generations of the future who share our position to be open and clear and refuse to be silenced. It is our resolve that will create their respect. The snowball of reality has to start rolling from some point, and I can imagine no better plateau to begin from than an open forum and marketplace for ideas like this one. Someday, those who still insist on worshiping fairy tales will be the minority, and when that day comes, I will still insist that they be unashamed of their beliefs, and be free to share them however they choose. It is a day I relish when an openly atheist president stands by the rights of the religious nomads, and has no other religious concerns, agendas, or obligations. Before that day can arrive, however, we must be strong today. You need not fear the loss of that comfortable religious conformity that grips you so tightly. There is a growing secular community made of equally diverse and interesting people who believes in just one less thing that will gladly embrace you. In this game of tug of war, our numbers are fewer, but our muscles are stronger, and I personally welcome you to contribute. I am here for you. Others are here for you. You are not alone, and you do not have to be afraid. I'll see you on the other side.